Things took a horrifying turn after a pair of Georgia thugs decided to swing into a Florida Motel 6 for their honeymoon. Unfortunately for the duo, they would soon find themselves behind bars after the sick way they decided to consummate their marriage, and it all happened after they wanted a lone woman to come back with them to their hotel room. After getting married in Georgia, Rashada Hurley and Timothy Lowe traveled down to Hialeah, Florida, for their honeymoon. However, things wouldn't exactly go according to plan, as they would eventually find themselves handcuffed and in police custody. According to Fox News, it all started last Friday when the two went to a local Publix grocery store. While there, they saw a lone woman headed back to her car and got it into their heads that they were going to bring her back to the hotel room with them, which they literally did. The woman, who had no idea that she was about to be blindsided by the depraved duo without warning, Hurley got out of her vehicle and hit the woman over the head with something, immediately rendering the victim unconscious. When she awoke, she states that she was being choked by Hurley in the back seat of her own car as her attacker's husband, Lowe, was driving the vehicle. The two then took turns beating her along the way. The duo drove to a local Motel 6, where Hurley used her victim's credit card to pay for a room before they headed inside, taking their victim with them, where they carried out perhaps the evilest and most sinister way to consummate their marriage. Once inside the room, Lowe raped the woman, and things only continued in that fashion as the nasty newlyweds continued to victimize her again and again. As Kmoff reports, after the disgusting husband had carried out the horrendous assault, Hurley then wanted a turn of her own and forced the woman to perform oral sex on her. After the two had finished with her, the victim was able to escape while the two were distracted. Of course, she immediately flagged someone down for help, but by the time police arrived, Lowe and Hurley had already made off with the woman's car. Fortunately, it wasn't long before the two were found after the two thugs decided to stop at a convenience store on their way out of town. Come to find out, an employee immediately called 911 when he saw a naked couple enter his store and pour themselves some soda before attempting to leave without paying. Police quickly arrived and took the pair into custody, where they were then able to connect them to their previous crimes. Even better yet, the victim was able to pick one of her attackers out of a lineup, giving investigators all they needed to officially charge the two. Hurley and Lowe have since been charged with kidnapping, carjacking, robbery, and sexual battery. Currently, they are behind bars as the judge denied their bonds on account of the kidnapping charges. It's exactly these kinds of cases that make me such a strong proponent of the Second Amendment. After all, the moment someone infringes on your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is the second their own is rendered irrelevant. It's always better to watch a thug die in the street with two to the chest than be victimized for the pleasure of someone else, every single time. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. We want to hear your voice.